Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World, and we are at part 2, November 14th, 2024 for Eben Emael, scenario 1 of my early war adventures. And Colonel Mullen is the 3D printer, and you could look that up, Colonel Mullen's 3D print files, Muller, Muller, Colonel Muller, 3D prints, and he was the one who did the German uh, paratroopers, and Josh is the one who printed them. Okay, I just did a video on the Wargame Airborne Operations by Donald Featherstone. We have some of Featherstone's books in the background. I hope it won't irritate anyone. We are just going to start right into turn 5 because I have about 2 hours of free time before I have to take my wife on our anniversary somewhere. We pulled a green die, which is Belgian. Well, right off the bat, we're going to come over here and rally these guys, and which we do. So I have 6 dice. Now I'm rallied. They're now gonna fire, and because of rallying for me on our charts here, we're going to change our camera angle. And I have not gotten a lot of views on part 1, by the way. So I'm hoping this early war stuff isn't turning people away, but or my poor videoing. So we're gonna fire here. We're 3, 4 from rallying 4, close range. We're at 4s, and boy, only 2 hits and no kills. So they fired into here with no effect. All right. I plan on playing 8 turns for this scenario, and we pull the German. Well, I could close assault with them. I outnumber them quite a bit, but they get to attack first because they have cover. Now, I'm not claiming to be a really knowledgeable bolt action, and I'm sure there's bolt action people that are like cringing on how I've been playing this, but you know, I'm uh I'm just trying to have fun in my life and give some entertainment and raise some money for my charities. So, do our German paratroopers go in and risk losing more, or do we're going in? We're going in, everyone. All right. And we're just going to close assault them. These are superior German paratroopers. And here we go. We're going in. The Green Devils. By the way, I found a World War II movie, The Green Devils, the German paratroopers. It's got a little bit of a love story in it and all, and we are, there we go. I wish these were almost bigger. Um, with my eyesight issues, I actually can't read them without being double-ish issues, but we're going in. All right. Let's pause our camera for the close-up. Okay, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 dice. And here we go. And we killed 2 Germans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, controversial. Some people, including Ron's wargaming group, would not. They would have the remainders run away. But when we're down to 1 figure, my units explode anyhow. However, let's say there was 3 figures left or 4, they would actually run 12 and they would take this position. Regular bolt action, the last I knew, whoever wins, the other unit just evaporates. So, I don't like that, where you lose an entire unit for 1 bad die roll. We did lose a couple German paratroopers. in our close assault. However, Kim Meachus, if you're watching this, the Green Devils have advanced across. And again, 3D printed by Josh, painted by the great Jim Shaw. All right. Well, I have one more group of paratroopers or gliders to land. But we'll get the bag here. Had a sip of coffee. Got another Belgium die. So we're going to put out here for the machine gun team on ambush. Okay. So they're out there looking. And the only thing we have left for the Belgium troops is the last fort. But you know what? The damn thing is, it's hard to take that from a distance with the firepower and all. And you need a 6 to hit. It's not to kill. So we have a green, or we got a German die. Okay, I would change the camera. Okay, everyone, we are going to start firing mortar shells on the top of that bunker. Now, of course, I checked the range, plenty of range, 90 inches. We're going to go for the top of the turret. And, of course, they know it's out there. There it is. And there's the mortar team. Get them both in view for you. And we need a 6. And we don't do it. But that was our first try. We'll put that so I don't forget. Next time will be a 5 or a 6. Let's pull another. So we are lobbing shells out there. And we are going to have the machine gun team. And I'm going to change the camera angle. We're going to have the machine gun team. The machine gun team is going to advance and then fire. It won't do so well. Or, you know what? I'm not going to advance it. We'll have the machine gun team fire way out there. And because they're German, they get 5 dice. And here we go. And range 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6s to hit. And we got 2 6s. All right. And then for kills, we didn't get any kills. All right. It really seems to take the high explosive shaped charge to take out these bunkers. You need a lot of 6s to kill something in there. All right. So we have one bunker holding out. And I am over getting another die. So we are going to activate the bunker. I drew a Belgium green. The gun turret's waiting. I want to wait on just in case we get something closer. But right now, we will have 3 rifles fire at that. Wow. We have 2 hits on them with 1 kill and a miss. So, our machine gun team cannot be hit because I think we're out of range. The machine gun had range, but the rifles, I think, and we get out the giant tape measure. Yeah, I'm 6 inches shy for rifle range. Let me make sure my machine guns double check with the great Ron Perlman monster chart. And Ron, thank you again for this. So the German heavy machine gun, it's got a range of 54. I thought I had range. Oh yeah, yep. So I do have range from the previous turns too. So by the way, there are times at 54 millimeter you need a big tape. And yes, I am using Little Wars tape measures too, but they don't only go out to like 6 feet. There are times you need a big tape. Come on, laugh. Life is short. And I'm hoping at some point my wife will be feeling good enough that I can have company here again and people wargaming like Jim Shaw and the Chuckleheads and Derek, and Walt, and Kevin. So um, I do invite all of you into my basement. Um, we have a German die, and I'm going to activate these guys, and I'm just going to move them up around the corner and not poking my head out. I don't want to get out there. I would like to get the mortar team to I don't know, maybe score a hit and cause a morale mark around that thing, but um, it's a tough nut to crack. Where's my little bag with my dice? Because we're gonna German. Okay, we're gonna move this the light gun, which you can't see. Okay, the light gun, you couldn't see it. It's actually going to advance. And you know what? I have something that we need to include. Hold on, everybody. I have it. I've never used it in a war game yet. There it is. Little cut and crack thing. Um, this is the first time I've ever used it. I know it probably does not fit in a glider. Okay, just for those of you that are purists, um, it's here in Bill's land, and just have fun watching me play. Um, so I'm actually happy to have that in action. So we have that moving. We're going to try to get it closer. And I try to always put my stuff into combat. Don't like things just sitting around. We got another German die. And, oh, it's this team here. They're going to go 18 and run. I'm going to try to get them in the top of the building. I need to make giant dice for my eyes. I can barely read those from a foot away, even with my glasses. And that's it for turn 5. All we have left is the fort. And by the way, Goober back there, he's holding one of the Goober grant checks. We donated $100 to Fort Ticonderoga this week. We have a couple more grants to give out from the grant money that we received. Very proud that we're able to help small museums in multiple ways. My board games, calendars, Goober calendars, YouTube money. Right now, you're helping to raise money for YouTube for donations. And then private organizations that give me money to help museums. All right, I'm going to pause the camera and gather up the dice. Okay, everyone, I have my dice bag. Now, there is something I do that I don't know. I probably could look in the rule book. But when I have ambush dice on ambush units, I leave them on if I want, which I have left the ambush markers on the fort. So that means I really only have German dice, and first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fire. Yeah, I forgot to pick up a die. We're gonna have the mortar team fire. So there's our mortar team, and it goes from a 6 to a 5. And we're going to lob a shell out there at the yucky old bunker, and we rolled a 2. Okay, so we're lobbing shells with no effect. And the bunker can fire at any time. And none of my Germans want to go out there. All right, we'll pause and change our camera view. We're going to have the Germans machine gun team fire at long range. We need lots of 6s. Here we go. And we got 1 6, and then we need a 6, and we didn't get it. All right, I'm going to have the machine gun on, what do we call that, fort number 1. It's going to fire back, and it needs 3s, 4s, and it got three hits on the machine gun team. So the cupola, the little gun turret, has hit our German machine gun team. Oh, you know what? They lost a figure, and I didn't remove it and put a chip down. So we need to see if they would have picked that up. But now we're been hit 3 times, sorry, and no kills because of the saving throw or the kill roll. So it's been shot. They rallied, and so there's the cupola, the gun turret on the fort, and this machine gun team are blazing away. All right, I got to go over there and change that die, but I'll grab a die as it is. All right, now for changing, okay, so I need to take this fort, and it's going to take all day with, okay, I got to take the fort. How would you do it? You get too close, and you need 6s to penetrate until you get up to do the charges. So I'm going to run those guys. Hopefully I can get to the other wall. Let's see what happens. Yes, they can. So putting out run, and I don't know. I thought I had another piece of wall on there, just like my missing German that I had that ran off also. All right, well, somewhere I have another piece of wall, I thought, that went here. But our Germans will go here, and you know what we'll do? We're taking this wall and putting there. All right. So our paratroopers, or glider troops, really neat. And these figures are so nice, painted. And then, of course, Josh printed them. Colonel Muller from France, I believe, is 3D printing file company. And try to keep the table a little bit cleaned up. I hope you enjoy the Donald Featherstone book review I made on wargame operations today. So our Germans have gone. We are going to have this unit. The 3 windows here are going to fire. And they're all rifles. And are they over 18? Yes. 3, 4, 5, 6. No hits. I think that stone wall would be a 6. Even if it was just a -1. So the Belgians have fired everything. The other German unit and machine gun team will move. And I'm just going to go ahead and set the camera up, and you watch me move my other German troops. Okay, everyone. There we go. So this unit's going to go, and we run them 18. And I don't know, I lose a couple for this wall. So there they are. And our mortar team, they're done. Machine gun team. Boy, Now I'm going to risk it. You can't. There they go. So there are dead German paratroopers or glider troops all over this field from previous attacks. We are going to try to attack this thing from two sides. And that is it. I moved my other Germans forward. I'm going to gather up the dice in the dice bag. Oh, here we go. We need the two from here, there, this one, Kettencraft, and there. We need that one and the machine gun. And we are going into turn 5, 6, 7. All right, here we go, everyone. This is if I could get the first turn, I would lose 2 inches to climb the wall. Take you around this side. The action is really heating up as the German. Right, I don't know. Here we go, and I got a German. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we can lob a shell on that machine gun turret with our mortar. And here we go. And we hit. And that mortar, I have to get my chart. That's considered a heavy mortar, which is, it does high explosives with 3 dice. Armor pierce. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this die roll. I rolled 3 6s. Because only 6s would hit or penetrate. Now I got to do the saving throw of 3. Dead, dead, and dead. Holy cow. So somehow 3 6s, and then we definitely, that mortar finally did something. All right. Double check my die roll there, and it kills off the top turret. Is gone. The machine gun is gone. We have a morale marker out there somewhere. Here we go. I'm going to say that whole, even though I have 2 separate dice, don't you think they would have to check morale too? I mean, just lost her, just a miraculous 3 6 die roll. I mean, that was incredible. So I'm going to think they have to do a morale check too, even though they're not part of the cupola. If not, you guys can leave a message that I made a mistake. We're going to have them rally. We're good. And they can fire with a -1. And put the rally fire there. They're going to fire out there. 2, 3. Oh, 1, 1, and 2. Nothing there. They've rallied. They fired. We're going to have to move them around. I think this is going to be it, because we're going to have them. I have to move the camera. Follow me, everyone. Don't get sick as I move it around. I'm such a goof. But you know what? I'm very real. I'm just been wargaming since 10, 12 years old. We had a wargaming group in Vestal, New York. And we're going to fire this machine gun. I had them move, so they were getting hit. Now we didn't hit a thing. All right. So we're going to have these guys fire. or should I gotta find my tape measure. Do you know every time I run games in my basement here with all of you watching, I leave tapes and dice on the opposite ends of the table. But I'm gonna lose an inch to cross. I can run out here. I'm gonna put out some fire first. I'm gonna lay down some fire from here. Um, no submachine gun group in there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now I need 6s. We got 1 kill. All right. And they got a morale marker. And then our other gun here, other group, we're going to move 9, take the penalty. They'll need. So probably you're seeing my shoulder on this one. All right, we advanced there. We're coming in. We need 6s. We moved. We got 1 6. Also have a light machine gun in there with a 6. So we got 2 hits. 6s again. Nothing happens. All right. The machine gun way out there is going to fire for 5 dice. We got 2 6s. And we got another kill. All right. So the fort is starting to get whittled down. And I forgot, I was supposed to be able to bring in another glider. But I think at this point, we will move our gun up. Okay. Hey, does anyone know how fast that thing should go? Ron, I don't think you have that on all these charts. I guess we'll call it a motorcycle. And that's a 24 inches. Hauling something. I don't know. Let's go 18. What do you think? Does that sound fair, everyone? So there we go. Hauling this little gun. Got the crew with it. And the plan will be to, and you can't see what the heck I was doing. Oh my gosh. I'm amazed people watch my channel at times, unless Colonel Handsome is in it, and Walt, Kevin. By the way, Kevin and Jeff, and I don't know who else might have helped pick up Fort William Henry at fall, and really appreciated their help. Had a lot going on. Shouldn't have probably ran a game that night with Toys for Tots program and my wife, but let's continue our game. That completes. Everything is fired. I really think at this point, we're going to do a review. Going in turn 8, we have bunkers on fire. I really think at this point we only have 1 unit left now, and they have a bad morale marker on them. And let me see if they would, and they wouldn't rally. So we're going to say they have surrendered. We will bring them out. The Belgians have fought gallantly, but this is all that's left of the 3 forts. They would be getting shelled by the mortar. They got a gun being brought up. The Germans have got a gun coming. And the bunkers are very strong as long as you don't have the Germans get near them with the shaped charges. That makes a big difference. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's watching. Please Please subscribe and tell me what you think. I will be doing an invasion of Crete at some time because I might be getting some more paratroopers. Someone's kind enough sending me a box or two, I was told, that they had in their basement of 132nd Airfix German paratroopers. They've had them, I guess, the person said he had them probably for 20 years, has never used them. So thank you to he didn't tell me I could post his name, so I'm not going to do that. Um, as far as my book reviews, I will look at doing more book reviews of Donald Featherstone books in the future. My next game will be, we are going to get on the table. We're still going to be fighting in Belgium. We're going to put out the big bridge. That's right. The big bridge is coming out next. We're going to have this interesting Belgium tank and some of the wonderful armor that I have of early war. We're going to have the big bridge come out next. Frank Prez gave me the big bridge, and it's seen action at Arnhem and Korean War. So we'll have probably in the next week or so, I will set up a small Belgium village and the canal and the Belgium army. This will probably be a big game that I'll run because I'll use every figure I have that Josh 3D printed for me, and we'll have German glider troops along with German infantry, along with, get ready for it, we're going to have armor. I don't know if that 75 long barrel will be in there, but we will have our trusty Belgium tank, and then compliments of Ron Krauman, the Snyder Pretzel King. I have a couple pieces of early armor that will be going into this game. And once again, the reason I'm doing some of this early war stuff is the movie April 9th and Westerplate. I feel that early war battles have been neglected compared to D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, Tarawa. I mean, just so some of these European small countries, they fought, gallantly, but as far as movie world and all, they just don't get the recognition. All right, everyone. Goober and I say thank you for watching. Thank you for positive thoughts. My wife's anniversary and I today, but we have to go somewhere today for some other stuff. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and just thank you, everyone out there, for your good vibes. Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World, and I have a little time to spend here before I take Lisa somewhere. My trusty wife and our wedding anniversary. It's November 14th, 2024. And before we get back to making the next part 2 video for Eben Emael, we are going to talk about Donald Featherstone books a bit. And I have not been doing my book reviews. So we have a few. I think I have every book by Donald Featherstone, including his historical books, such as the English Longbowman. Way over there, the far side, you'll see Gooba the Traveling Bear. We made another donation, $100 to Fort Ticonderoga from a Goober grant. Very proud that Goober and I received some grant money to help small museums. All right, well, I think maybe every couple of weeks I'm going to review a Donald Featherstone book. Donald Featherstone, along with several other English wargamers, really were the founders of wargaming after H.G. Wells. So my idea is we're going to review this book here, Wargaming Operations by Donald Featherstone. I'm going to place a chip here just so I don't hit my machine gun team or replace them. I'm hoping this Thursday evening I will finish my scenario 1 of Eben Emael. So, here we go. And you can purchase this on Amazon. Wargaming Operations. This is printed in 1977. And Donald Featherstone, first published in Great Britain. All right, right off the bat, Goober will just tell you this is a 2-star book. Now, I gotta get a little closer. There we go. All right, Donald Featherstone, along with Peter Young, Charles Grant, they really were the forefathers of wargaming. And you can see different wargaming rules that have parts of Featherstone stuff in it. This book is phenomenal. If you don't own this book and you're a wargamer, you need to buy it. You can get it on Amazon. All right. Very detailed information on the Germans, British, all the different paratrooper troops, dress and equipment, weapons. I mean, the detail here is incredible. Anti-tank guns. Now, I'm huge on Donald Featherstone. Look at that. Gun carriers, Josh. And this book is jam-packed with wargaming pictures. And as we go through, here's the Americans. And of course, there's picture after picture. Donald really, he covers the gliders and even how to make paper gliders. Okay. He goes through in the different airborne operations, such as Eben Emael, Norway. One of the neat things is I should have taken the time to make paper gliders like Donald did. Now, I've been told that Frank Prez has some gliders coming for me. But look at that. And this is something you really need to look at. Donald Featherstone and a lot of the wargamers in this time period, this was their hobby and it was for fun. One of the things I don't know if I'm going to be accurate on this, but I feel sometimes the hobby has become, too show-offy. Does that make sense? Is that even a word? I guess it's who can make everything look the best. I think with Warhammer and all, and their black powder with all the beautiful rule books and everything with the pictures, it makes it like keeping up with the Joneses. So here we have more pictures. This book is just jammed with pictures. And there's another paper glider. This is the invasion of Crete. He gives you scenarios for Crete and also scenarios for Arnhem and Nijmegen. This is really cool. If you haven't you got to get this book. I mean, we're talking wargaming in the 70s, late 60s, and he covers there is the wall, the salt boats, Sherman's Crossing. And this is a time period where they're using a lot of 1/72nd scale stuff. And in this picture, I can tell he's got Airfix, Atlantic, maps galore. So now I'm looking for a particular picture, and I might have to pause the camera. There's the glider landing. And I'm going to pause, and I have to find one particular picture. Okay, everyone, I found what I was looking for. The bridge, the Arnhem Bridge. There it is. Look at that. Now, no fancy bridge. You know, he's got a paper bridge he made, some trestles. It didn't have to be a museum quality game to have fun. One of the things I'm trying to do in my basement is just to have fun. when I play with the chuckleheads, Walt throws out the table. It looks fantastic. And then we just have fun. We don't really worry about a lot of the details at times. I really love this picture. You can tell there's Atlantic Airfix in here. I think those are some Marx figures. And then, of course, he has maps galore. All right. So what else is in this book? Wow. I really think you'd be amazed. It gives you silhouettes of how to make paper gliders. They also rules. There are rules in this book, two different sets really of. So here we are, and he has it both in millimeters and inches. This is for 1/72nd. If you're going to do 54, you probably would double it. Now, I'm using bolt action for my World War II stuff anymore. I was using Combat Patrol, but I got all my cards mixed up. 6 decks worth, and I just haven't had time to straighten them out. Well, look at that. You have your different tanks, your movement rates, Panzerfaust. And what's really neat is Donald has the type of weapon and what it can penetrate at different ranges. So here's your ranges. So I like this one, the 88 millimeter PAC 43. Every Allied tank, it blows up until you get to 1,500 millimeters. Then you'd have to convert that to inches if you're in America. Now, so you got rules in this book, several sets, scenarios, maps. And then way in the back, it tells you what to get for figures. So if you're doing 1/72nd, and I realize this book is written when Flames of War stuff wasn't out, but at the time, this book was the Bible of airborne operations for wargaming. There you have your German paratroopers, the Airfix, and your German, British, American, and he even included Airfix models, which I think is quite neat. And I had one of these in high school, and that was interesting to build. Now, if you're wondering about airborne drops, I'm actually dropping my gliders the way that Donald has, with a grid marked with a map. And I'm looking through here right now. I'm going to pause the camera. Okay, I've done this system several times. What it is Donald Featherstone takes little pieces of paper, the size of maybe, I used the size of a quarter, and you take them and you put them in a box. All right. And then you shake the box over the landing area, and they flutter down to the ground. And if they hit a tree or, let's say, a wall or something, you roll to see if the figure dies in landing. Then you replace the little pieces of paper with your figures. I have used this system for 20, 30 years, and I really do think it's really cool. So, we covered a lot in this little video. Wargaming Operations by Donald Featherstone. I can't say enough of how much Donald Featherstone really, if H.G. Wells is the founder of miniature wargaming as we know it from the turn of the century with Great Britain, I think Donald Featherstone and Peter Young and Charles Grant, they were responsible for really getting the hobby going. And I can't say enough about how much this game should be in your collection. Wargaming Airborne Operations, you can get on Amazon, you can get it for Kindle. It's not expensive at all. And let me know if you like this video, because if you do think it's okay, I will make more videos of, boy, I probably have 70 books of his. I think I have every book he has. All right. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and I'm hoping tonight to finish the Battle of Eben Emael and take that other fortification. Thank you for watching, everyone.